welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while since I've uploaded a video. I'm really sorry about that, but I'm back right now with a new build, which you can clearly see is heavily inspired by the new free patch update items that we got recently. So it's a couple of days ago now, and this, like, I had to just get straight onto the game and build with it. I had to, and it really sort of pushed me to make a new video, because I know it's been about a month since I uploaded, and it's not how I wanted it to be, but here we are. So anyway, I love the items. Tell me if you like them too. Is it your kind of vibe, or do you prefer more modern items? I don't know. I love it. I'm a sucker for a theme in anything. So like, as soon as we get a new pack or new items like this that are free, I jump right on that train, and I'm just like, wait, train? Bandwagon? Whatever. So I just had to go and build like a full-on Caribbean style house. So the items that we got, if you haven't seen them already, are, well, the new items on the screen right now are the sliding doors and the fan that is sort of chilling out in the corner while I wait to build with it. So yeah, those are new. We got some new sofas, chairs, a plant. What else? Oh, some new wall art and some new hair in Kaz, and some new clothes, some really nice clothes, some really nice hair, some more afro textured hair, which I'm so happy about. I just feel like we're missing longer afro hair now, because not all afro hair is short, which the Sims teams seem to think. So anyway, yeah, I'm just waiting for some more maybe braided hairstyles, because the only base game ones we have are really kind of flat, and they've really improved the hair texture recently. So I really want to see some new braided hairstyles that have a lot of a better texture to them. But anyway, so yeah, those are the items, and you'll see me get to build with all of them. The only thing I missed out in this build was the potted plant, because I didn't know it existed at this point, and I'm really unhappy about that. But I think I might have put it in. Actually, yeah, I might have swapped it in at the end before the screenshots. I'm not too sure, but yeah, that's the only thing missing. And yeah, I kind of went for this kind of colonial styled Caribbean home. So it's got some colonial features, but it's definitely also got obviously the heavy color, the really bright colors. There's going to be loads of greenery. And I built it on this Windenburg lot. It's the one that's like the 20 by 20 on the island. It's just called Mid Nowhere. Oh, you can see that on the screen. But yeah, it's kind of, it works in that if you're just on this lot, it does look like it could be on a tropical island. Obviously, you zoom out and you see it's not, but it's the next best thing to building it in a holiday world, which would be Selva Dorada is the next best thing, I guess. But yeah, I think a lot of people would think this, but the update might be a bit of a hint towards the next world, because we didn't get a new actual map with the last expansion, obviously with seasons. So I'm thinking maybe the one we're kind of missing would be a tropical kind of, I don't know, island with mermaids and stuff. I don't know, maybe I'm dreaming too much, but maybe it's a hint, maybe it's not, maybe it's just to fill in a gap and to just give some more representation out there, so that we can have a more diverse like style sim. Because I know in the past, whenever I make Sims with darker skin tones, and even since they added those new skin tones in a patch, I think maybe a year ago, a lot of the makeup and hair doesn't suit the darker skin tones, obviously, because it's quite shiny hair. A lot of it, even the ones that if you use the afro textured filter, they are quite shiny. And there's been a massive improvement recently with the curly textures and the afro texture, so I'm really happy with that. And they also did add in this patch new makeup that actually shows up a lot better on darker skin tones, so I'm really happy about that. And I think the only thing we're missing maybe is some more blushes that like don't show up on black skin, but I'm not gonna like hold my breath for that, because it's not a big deal. Yeah, so I really liked all of those little additions, and there was new eyeliner as well, I think, which again I didn't notice until after I built this and stuff, because I was just so like obsessed to go in and build, so I did. So I did a bit of like Google image searching before I built this, which I usually do just because I like to get a true representation, especially if I'm building based on an area in the world that really exists. You know, I just want to get that right and really represent that place. And from what I saw, there was a lot of colonial style buildings like this, and I think it's obviously from decades ago or centuries ago even, when this area of the world, the West Indies, was sort of colonized by European nations, I guess. So a lot of them by Spain and by France. So they've kind of, you can see that influence through the buildings, I guess. So it makes a really nice mix of like kind of colonial style, but in a really bright, colorful setting, which is nice. I really like hybrid kind of buildings like that, and it just gives them so much character and so much life, and makes them really makes them feel a lot more real in The Sims when you can like very carefully balance those two and put them together in a build. So I was really trying here to balance the tropical with the colonial, I guess, if that makes sense. So yeah, I used a lot of jungle adventure items. As you can see, the windows match pretty well, and what else? The kind of a lot of the interior furniture and stuff I used from Jungle Adventure, and it worked really well. You'll see that if you do have that pack as well, they go together so well. And what's the other pack that it went with? I can't remember now. I actually end up using a lot of base game stuff, as you can see, like the fencing, the good old base game columns, and the, what are they called? The things above the columns. I can't remember the name. Yeah, and then a lot of the greenery again is Jungle Adventure, because it has that particular shade of green on all of those plants, and I really liked it for this build. So, and it really made the colors pop as well. So I do go in at the end off camera and put in so much greenery, which you'll see in the screenshots. And yeah, it was really fun. And I really feel like it's kind of just hidden away in the middle of like a jungle almost. And I love that. So that's why it's called the Hideaway. Yeah, so this house is obviously quite small, and I mean, I could have made it larger, but I wanted it to sit nicely on the lot. So it's just got one bedroom upstairs, one bathroom upstairs as well. There is like a guest pool house at the side. It's a separate building which has a single bed and a bathroom as well. So technically it's 2 bed, 2 bath, but it's kind of separate from the house. I really like the stairs going up the side as well, and I like that it's all sort of white. All the details on the house are white, and that's why I went with white floorboards eventually as well, because I figured then I could play around a lot more with the color in the house, because we are going to go in with some color. This new wallpaper as well that I'm going to put in a second, I hope. There it is. Yes. This wallpaper is a dream come true for me. It's probably my favorite thing out of the whole free update, and that's saying a lot. I just love it. I have been dreaming about wallpaper like this in The Sims for a long time, and it's actually happened. I wasn't going to hold my breath for it, because I was thinking, well, the last thing they're probably going to add is a wallpaper with leaves on it, but it's here. And it's basically, it reminds me of, I think it's inspired by like the Martinique wallpaper, the really like famous wallpaper from that, like the LA hotel. I don't remember. Anyway, I really want it in my house eventually. Like I want a feature wall with it, and I really think it goes well with quite like French styled furniture. I'm probably going to do a build where I use it in another setting, because I definitely think this wallpaper is really versatile, and as well as going with this island style, I think it also does it can go in like a suburban house as well. So yeah, I'm going to play around with that, and hopefully come up with some more builds and show you how I would also style that wallpaper. And here I'm looking for rugs that would fit, and there's tons that we actually have by now. There's a lot of like African looking rugs, like these iCat ones that I'm about to use worked best, I think. I know that it's not the same area of the world, but I think the influence would definitely be there with the people who live there, so I think that works quite well. And the darker rug really works with the furniture colours that I've chosen, like the cushion covers and stuff. Oh, the new coffee table as well. It's so nice. I just love the designs on it, and it's another 2x2 one, which is nice to have. And yeah, I'm kind of trying to match here. I'm trying to very carefully coordinate these new furniture items with an older styled like vintage items like the lamp and stuff, and I'm really trying carefully to put them in a way that it looks authentic, and maybe some items are really old and then some are more new. you'll see the same kind of thing that I've done in the past in videos with my little Havana builds. Of course, it's the same kind of look because Cuba's in the Caribbean as well. So you've got like the Bahamas, Jamaica, Dominica, let's see, Haiti as well, like all of these kind of countries that Barbados, you know, all of these really vibrant kind of countries that you would think, you know, you think of them and you think of color, you think of amazing food and all of this. But there's also, like, historically would have been a lot of colonization and a lot of kind of different cultures imposed on those countries. So there's a lot of that influence throughout, I think, throughout the architecture. So I tried to bring that through in the kind of variety of items I use, but then getting them still to look coordinated was tricky at first. I think one of the tips I would use would be to stick to a color scheme. So if you can see, I've kept green and blue throughout the open plan living space. And then I've also used dark woods mostly, and then the counters in the kitchen are white. So if you try and stick to the same like wood swatches and keep to the same sort of color theme and don't overdo it with color or too many colors, shall I say, like if you obviously stick to the palette that you've chosen, and then it shouldn't look too over the top, even when you do add the wall coloring and the furniture and that kind of thing. So I added this bed, and it's from Seasons, and I absolutely love it. I already decided before I even got to the bedroom that that was the bed I was going to use. I don't think I'd use this color swatch in a more suburban home. It's just too vibrant and fun. It just belongs in an island home. It's just perfect. And yeah, I just love all the colors in it. So I went with the same colors kind of scheme upstairs. Maybe it's a little bit more plain up here. It kind of looks a little empty along the corridor, and it's kind of an awkward kind of, you can get up there by the outer stairs, so it's like, you know, you have to go outside to go upstairs, but it's not so bad when it's always tropical weather, I guess. So yeah, again, I wanted to use this wallpaper. I tried not to go over the top with the wallpaper, so I kept it as a feature wall. And then it actually did come with these plain swatches that are on the rest of the wall, so you can kind of use those to just dial it back a bit. And yeah, I used a lot of Jungle Adventure here. You can see the furniture. Again, the swatches, if you use the right swatches, they really work, and they kind of really coordinate with all sorts of packs. So yeah, I really like that. And here's where I'm going to discover the wall art. Yeah, here it is. I really like it. It's like some sort of Caribbean fabrics, and they're kind of mounted on the frame. I really like it. It's like some dashiki going on, and I really like it. And yeah, I just wanted to put them up there. And yeah, here is where I think I should have put the new pot plant, but I didn't know it existed. So I just used some base game stuff. And yeah, you can see out the front, obviously we've got a pool, as well as the pool house. There's going to be a bar area, a barbecue, and what else? Oh, I put one of the buckets that you can play water balloon fights with in the summer. It's really fun. And I think in the end, when I ended up using this house in my own gameplay, I put it in Oasis Springs, just because Oasis Springs stays the hottest all year round if you've got seasons. So even in winter, you can pretty much swim and stuff like that. You're not going to die of being frozen to death or anything. And you rarely see snow either in Oasis Springs. So we are coming to the end of the video now, and I am just going to use this little trick that I use sometimes before the screenshots. So sometimes when I'm really fussy about where items go, like on a surface like this, I use anything to mark the middle, and then I pull it away, and then I place the items where I want, and then I put it back. So yeah, there's just a little tip there if you're fussy like me. But this build will be up on the gallery. I think it's already up actually. It's been quite popular, and it's on the gallery to download if you liked it. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you are from anywhere in the Caribbean and if this is true to style. I don't know, maybe don't tell me if it isn't. But I really hope you enjoyed the build, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye!